right? You make her happy, so you'll be all right.
And happy wife normally is about happy life for me.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It ain't about her, it's about you.
So Van says that because Jewish people showed up for Black Americans during the Civil Rights era, he now feels compelled to stand with them now. Let me be clear.
What's the white liberal ideology I'm following?
I'm not saying you.
No, that's what you said. So I'm saying which one?
No one is free until we are all free. There's no room for any injustice.
Right, you make her happy, so you'll be all right.
And happy wife normally is about happy life for me.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It ain't about her, it's about you.
So Van says that because Jewish people showed up for Black Americans during the Civil Rights era, he now feels compelled to stand with them now. Let me be clear.
What's the white liberal ideology I'm following?
I'm not saying you.
No, that's what you said. So I'm saying which one?
No one is free until we are all free. There's no room for any injustice.
Right, you make her happy, so you'll be all right.
And happy wife normally is about happy life for me.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It ain't about her, it's about you.
So Van says that because Jewish people showed up for Black Americans during the Civil Rights era, he now feels compelled to stand with them now. Let me be clear.
What's the white liberal ideology I'm following?
I'm not saying you.
No, that's what you said. So I'm saying which one?
No one is free until we are all free. There's no room for any injustice.
Peace, family. It's your brother, Marc Lamont Hill. Welcome to the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. It's a pleasure to see everybody here. We are here, as always, to talk about Israel's war on Gaza. It is time for the official War on Gaza report. And as we speak, Israel's war on Gaza has reached day 237. 237. This is a striking number. This is a devastatingly high number. And frankly, it is a number that we just didn't think we would ever be forced to wrestle with. But here we are on day 237 of Israel's ongoing war on Gaza. And we call it a war on Gaza because this is not about Hamas. This is not about individual Palestinians. This is not about even self-defense. Well, all of those issues that I just raised are factors. Ultimately, what we're seeing in the Gaza Strip has escalated and elevated itself to a point where it's not simply a war on terrorism. It's not simply a war on the Palestinians even, which is awful enough. It is, or a war in Palestine, excuse me. It is a war on the Palestinians. It's a war on the people of Gaza. And it seems to just be going on and on. I see a comment from Beyond Ebony who says, it seems like we were just on day 200. And I feel you. I feel like we were just on day 200 as well. But this is the painful part. Day 100 becomes day 200, becomes day 300. And before you know it, we have, we've seen an unnecessarily long, unavoidably bloody, an indefensively devastating war play out that simply doesn't need to. Anyway, I don't want to go on and on about that. I'm just very frustrated, as always, and very shocked at how deeply thorough and painful and bloody and ugly this war has been. And I want to begin actually right there with those numbers. As of today, at least 36,224 Palestinians have been killed. 81,777 Palestinians have been wounded in Israel's war on Gaza. This has all been since October 7th. The death toll in Israel from Hamas's attack on October 7th has reached 1,139. And of course, there are dozens of people who continue to be held hostage. And those are all part of the numbers that we're examining right now. Decisive international action. I'm going to say it again. Decisive international action that includes sanctions and an arms embargo must be imposed on Israel over its widely condemned assault on the southern city of Gaza, or Rafah, dozens of UN experts demand. This is no small thing. While there's been much outrage, much upset, much frustration over Israel's overall war on Gaza, the city of Rafah has gotten, in some ways, unique or special or extra attention. Rafah has gotten that attention, one, because it's at the border, two, because it represents not just the interest and the ambitions, but the physical space of more Palestinians than anywhere else. There are 2.2 million Palestinians, and at one point last week, or certainly 2 weeks ago, 1.6 million were in the city of Rafah. So there's no way to repair or prevent a crisis without undermining the state's commitment to entering and destroying Rafah. That's the work that's being done right now. And if it can't happen through tough talk, and you don't want to go there for violence, you talk about international sanctions, you talk about arms embargoes. There are ways to hold Israel accountable. And until we do that work, we're going to end up in the same place at the same time over and over again. Now, according to the U.S. State Department, Israel's war on Gaza, and more specifically, the attack on Rafah, is not a major operation. This is stunning to me. Thousands of troops are there. Dozens of Palestinians have already been killed. We got 45 who were just killed from Sunday's actions. 1 million people are displaced, and they're saying that what's happening in Rafah is not a major operation. That is absurd. Israel's military has killed more than 60 people, 60, including many women and children, again, in 4 days of attacks on the safe zones in Rafah. That's according to Save the Children. Now, I know a lot of people out there who are Zionists say they don't believe in the reports of human rights organizations. They don't believe in international aid organizations. They don't believe in international legal bodies. They say because they're all anti-Semitic. What about Save the Children when they say this is too far? You got 18,500 women, according to a UN agency, who are fleeing Rafah right now because they're pregnant, and they call it an unrelenting nightmare, quote unquote. This is the reality. This is the world that we are in. This is the battle that we are facing. And the only way to get out of this is to get out of this war. The only way to get out of this is to organize and to fight and to resist. And so I encourage everyone to resist, whether it's through the voting, whether it's through your words, whether it's on social media, whether it's through organized actions, whatever is legal and principled and ethical, I encourage you all to do. Anyway, that is day 237 of Israel's war on Gaza. I want to thank you for watching, and we'll be back very, very soon with office hours. We're going to try and do a members-only office hours tonight, where we talk about some of the biggest issues that are circulating in your mind and 1 or 2 questions that are absolutely on your mind. We'll do all that when we come back with more, the Marc Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. Stay here.